Hello, I'm Anthony David Hobbs, and this is my review of Battlestar Galactica, Episode 1. Yeah. So I'll start right at the beginning. The first ever episode I saw was Episode 5. That's when I was 7 years old. And I got a bit confused. I thought it was about good and evil fighting for control over a galaxy. No, that's not the case. No, the Galactica is on the run from the Cylons, yes. When you can't beat an enemy, you have to run away, yeah. And then I saw... when I was 10, I saw the Battlestar Galactica movie. Well, I say movie, it is technically episodes 1, 2 and 3 combined together to make a movie, yeah. And then I got my facts wrong again. I thought they'd met the Cylons for the very first time, and they're clearly bad guys, yeah, keep away from them, yeah. Then when I was 14, I saw the Battlestar Galactica movie again, and yes, Commander Adama says, don't trust the Cylons, yes. They hate us with every fibre in their existence, yeah. And they will never accept our way of life, yeah. So, okay, we've known the Cylons a long time, for centuries, they've been at war, yeah. Then when I was 17, finally, they repeated the show again, but this time I was determined to see right from day one, episode 1, yeah. And for 1,000 years, humans and Cylons have been at war. Now, the planet Kobol, that's where the humans their origin planet, and they all left Kobol. I don't know, there was a famine or something like that. They all left and colonised 12 planets. And they're all named after star signs. There's Scorpio, Virgo, Caprica, Pisces, and so on. Yes, all named after the 12 star signs. There are other planets as well where humans live in this galaxy, but those are the big 12, the most important ones, yeah. The most prosperous ones, yeah. And then... So yes, after 1,000 years, the Cylons want peace. Now, I remember thinking, isn't this a bit soon for this? Wouldn't it have been better if the first 3 episodes had been, well, the Cylons and the humans fighting each other, so it's clear who's the goodies and who's the baddies, and then after that, do an episode when there's this big peace conference. Yeah, because in the first episode, the viewers, they don't know who the Cylons are, so they're not shocked that the Cylons want peace, because they don't know anything about them, yeah. That's one way of looking at it. Or you could say, well, in episode 1, there's no hanging around. No, we get straight to the point. Yes, we have the main action, the climax, if you like, right at the beginning of the story. Because usually you have a climax at the end of a story. Anyway, so the Cylons are hunters of the human race. They want them destroyed, yeah. And Adama sums it up when he says, humans love, freedom, democracy, equality, yeah, the ability to ask questions and to live your own life the way you want. The Cylons, however, no, there's the oppressor and the victims. That's the only way of life they understand, and they take over, they conquer worlds, yeah, these emotionless killer robots, yeah. And in other words, Adama is suspicious that, that the Cylons want peace. But the president, who's on board the Battlestar Atlantia, yes, there's 12 Battlestars in the beginning, the president says, well, humans are a formidable enemy against the Cylons. Yes, we could destroy them, yeah. And that's why the Cylons want peace, because they don't want to be destroyed themselves. So the only way we can survive is if we put differences aside and all get along. So all 12 Battlestars are there. I can't name them all, but I know there's the Battlestar Atlantia, the Battlestar Pegasus, the Battlestar Orion, and the Battlestar Columbia, yeah. Anyway, Zach, who is Captain Apollo's brother, doesn't have much experience in fighting in a starfighter. Yeah, the starfighters are called the Vipers. But in spite of his lack of experience, Apollo agrees to let him go on a routine patrol because it's a peace conference. There's no fighting, so it doesn't matter that he doesn't have the fighting experience. So they go off on patrol, and they keep going away from the fleet until they get to like a nebula, and they find a Cylon tanker. Then after that, some Cylon fighters attack them. They manage to destroy them, but Zach, his spaceship is damaged, yeah. And then afterwards, on their scanner, they find there's thousands, maybe even millions of Cylon fighters all heading this way. So they put 2 and 2 together and realise they're going to destroy, they're going to kill everyone, yeah. So Zach says to Apollo, go, you must warn the fleet. Leave me, I'll get back as best I can, yeah. So Apollo goes on. Anyway, and then on the scanner on board, Adama goes back to the Galactica and then finds out that, yes, there's a whole load of enemy ships coming this way. And Boltar, a member of the Council of 12, says, possibly a Cylon welcoming committee. And, Adama, he asked the president's permission to launch his fighters to intercept. And the president says no. Any show of violence will ruin the peace conference. Come on, we've waited 1,000 years for this. We badly need peace, yeah. So the president forbids all the Battlestars to engage the enemy. He forbids them to launch their Viper fighters. No, don't attack the enemy, yeah. Well, Adama disobeys orders and orders his Battlestar Galactica to leave from the fleet, get really far away from them. And he launches some of his fighters because the Cylon ships are attacking him, yeah. The president is in denial, thinks, no, it's a peace conference. The Cylons, they want peace just as much as we do. Maybe they do, but it depends how you define peace. They want peace in the sense they want to kill all the humans first and then take over all the planets, yeah. So their version of peace is very different to what the colonial humans want. Oh yes, and sadly Zach is killed. A Cylon spaceship destroys him. What was that? Asked the president. That was my son, says Commander Adama. Yes, can you please see the light? Yeah, this is really happening. We're at war again, all over again with the Cylons, yeah. And, okay, so the Galactica goes as far away as possible. Starbuck and Apollo, they attack all the fighters here, there and everywhere, yeah. And then Adama, he tries to contact the president and saying that, we've got to save the colonies. They're going to destroy the colonies next. The president is crestfallen. Yes, he's finally seen the light. Yes, the Cylons, they lie, basically. They made a solemn promise to want peace, and they're destroying everyone. Yes, the Cylons lie. And why did they say they wanted peace in the first? Well, because that way you get all the Battlestars in one place, so the Cylon spaceships can destroy the lot of them. Yes, that was their plan. Yes, yeah, and it gets worse. Not only are the other Battlestars destroyed, the colonies are destroyed. All the planets named after the star signs, all massacred. Yes, the Cylon raiders, yeah, the fighter ships are called raiders, attack and kill everyone. The unarmed people, the civilians, destroy the lot of them, yeah. So it's not war, is it? No, it's genocide. It's an extermination. The way an exterminator kills loads of bugs. Yes, they're killing humans like they're just, vermin or pests, yeah. It's absolutely horrendous, yeah. And they were certainly caught off guard. They were expecting peace, yes. And the newsreader lady says, this is going to be peace after 1,000 years. The most significant event in human history. It's significant, yes, but for a very different reason. Yes, it's genocide. The Cylons want to kill everyone, yeah. Because the Galactica is far away when this happens, they can't do anything about it, yeah. And then afterwards, Adama thinks, well, we're not doomed yet, yeah. Contact the other Battlestars, and the operator bloke says, there are no other Battlestars. We're the only one left. The last Battlestar Galactica. And then, basically, there might be some survivors. Maybe not literally all the humans are dead, yeah. So, for that reason, Adama says, let's go and see if there's any survivors, get any assorted small spaceships from the planets, and bring them all here, yeah. And Captain Apollo agrees to take his father for a ride in his fighter. How can he do that? A Colonial Viper can only fit one person at a time. Can it be converted slightly, like add an extension to fit another person on? Well, they don't really clearly explain that bit. Anyway, Apollo and Adama, they get to see if there's any survivors. On the main planet called Caprica, all the cities are burnt to a crisp. Yeah, clearly everything's been incinerated, yeah. And sadly, yes, Apollo's mother is dead. So a mother and brother dying on the same day, that's really bad. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Yes, billions of people have all been destroyed. It's an absolute holocaust, yeah. And then there are some survivors, yes, who hid in the ruins while all this was going on, yeah. And then Adama said, well, send forth the word, get all the vehicles you can, get to the Battlestar, and the first step is to get away from here as quickly as possible, yeah. So we all lots of odds and ends, lots of assorted spaceships, small spaceships, yeah, and with no weapons, no, they're just like freighter ships, yeah. Anyway, a total of 220 spaceships, and each one represents every creed and colony in the star system. So each one has, at least all 12 colonies have cult representatives of all 12 cultures, yeah. And things are looking bleak. Yes, in freighter Gemini, there's people or just living in crates, like animals or livestock, yeah. But you get to live. This is as good as it gets, yeah. Just be thankful to be alive at all, yeah. So this really powerful civilization reduced to, yeah, like homeless people, yeah. And when Starbuck lands or crashes in the docking bay on board the Galactica, Athena tells him it's all over. The colonies are gone. Everybody's dead. And his first reaction is not to believe it, but then he says, no, there's no home to go back to. No, we're going to be on the run for goodness knows how long, yeah. And Starbuck, after he gets over the initial shock, he says to Athena, well, we're alive now. That's as good as it gets. And we've survived that massacre. If we can survive that, we can survive anything. So yes, in spite of this carnage, there's a small shimmer of hope, yeah. Well, speaking of shimmers of hope, Adama, he says to the people, all is not lost. The origin planet was Kobol, and our ancestors, thousands of years ago, went and colonised what we now call the 12 colonies, yeah. But there was a 13th tribe that went really far away, to another galaxy, and colonised a planet called Earth. Yeah, so he gives them hope. Somehow, somewhere, we'll find a new home. And what is this planet Earth like? Because it doesn't clearly specify what time period we're in the story. Well, they hope, planet Earth, because it has advanced spaceships there from thousands of years ago, by now they'll have super advanced spaceships and really advanced weaponry to fight the Cylons. So we'll be safe when we get there, yes. Planet Earth must have really advanced weapons to wipe out all the Cylons. At least that's what they think. That's what they hope Earth will be like, yeah. But first things first, before they can find a new home, just get as far away from the Cylons as possible, yeah. So yes, it is a lot to take in, and this is only episode 1, yes. But yes, the shimmer of hope, the promise of finding planet Earth, a new home where we'll be safe, or safer, yeah. So yes, it gets your attention. It's a lot to take in, but it's well, survival. I suppose that's the main theme here. Survive no matter how great the odds are. And yes, humans have been threatened with extinction before, so yes, it is. Although it's science fiction, a lot of the themes are quite relevant in the real world as well, yeah. Okay, that's enough of episode 1. Thank you for watching. I'm Anthony Hobbs, and I'm never bored.